Hello, Future Bestsellers. We are live. So it's really funny if you've never done a StreamYard live stream before or any live stream. It takes a few seconds for the thing to like kick in once you hit the go button. And so you're like, but you can't, but you can't say hi. You just got to keep waving. And so that's why we always have a goofy expression on our faces when we come in. I think other people have managed this better than I have. I always feel like, ah! Anyway,
At least we look happy and excited when the camera comes on.
that's true. That's true. Well, I am happy and excited. I'm always happy and excited to be here. So speaking of being happy and excited to be here, you may notice that Michelle is not with us this week. She is feeling better. However, she has like some crazy stuff going on. First, their water pump in the van broke last night, so they're trying to get that fixed today, which really sucks. And also, she mentioned that next week she won't be here with us either because she's going to have to go get her driver's license, a new driver's license, or get her license renewed. But apparently in Washington State, you have to do that in person, or maybe you have to do it in person after a certain amount of time. I don't know. Here in Florida, they just let you renew, which is how we have people who are like 177 still driving. They just pay their money and that's it. Anyway, I exaggerate just a tad. Hello, Robert. So nice to see you today. You can tell I'm on a roll today. I'm not sure what kind of roll. It's like a cinnamon roll or a jelly roll. I don't know. Tell us a little about you and your awesome channel.
Well, my channel, as most people here know, is Story Detective, where I take various forms of storytelling based on sequential art and from comic books and my time writing, and basically just try to make your journey easier. I think I kind of left something out on that because
I wait, let me rewind. Did we get Sherlockian microscope in there? Yes.
I'm not sure, but I do put it
Oh,
under the microscope. So that might have been what got left
that
out.
might have been it. We needed let's turn our Sherlockian microscope right over to you for a second and do an analysis of that quick tagline. Okay, so welcome, Robert. As always, we are super glad to have you here. I am Lisa Daly. If you're not familiar with me, I write what do I write? Romantic comedies and nonfiction advice. And I am a hybrid author. So that means I'm both traditionally published and indie published. So Kara just made a really good point. I have no idea what's going on with NaNoWriMo. I only focus on the word count aspect. There's some stuff, and we're going to talk about this today. So if you guys want a little homework, while we do our 5-minute sprint, here's a quick article from Wired that will give you a little primer on what is happening. But basically, NaNoWriMo, which is funny because this live stream actually launched for NaNoWriMo, as I recall. Yeah, right. I think it did, and approximately 8 million years ago, and yeah, and so the gist of what is happening with the NaNoWriMo stance on AI is that they're like using AI to write is super coolio, and it's classist and ableist to say otherwise. And I thought that was a surprise based on the fact that the whole point of this is to sort of take off the things that keep you from writing. Anyway, we'll talk about this when we get back. I have some feelings, and I imagine that you all do too. Let's say hi to our friends in the chat. We're going to do our first 5-minute sprint. Hi, Daisy. We're super glad to see you today. As always, Miss Texas G is here. We are super glad to see you today. Hello, Devin. How are you? We're very happy to see Sherlockian microscope. See, that is what we were missing. All right. That's good. Kara, no idea what's going on with NaNoWriMo. I only focus on the word count aspect. Yeah, so a lot of people don't log in, do the whole thing. You're just like, okay, for the month of November, I'm going to write, now I can't remember, 1,666 words a day. It's either 1,600 or 1,800.
Yeah, I think it's 1,600 and some change.
Yeah, I think it's 1666 or 1667. It's right around there. So, good morning. I always try to bank a lot of words at the beginning of NaNoWriMo because like around Thanksgiving, you're going to be losing some steam and you're not going to be able to work as much. Good morning, various and sundry. We are super. I love that name. We are super, super happy to see you today. Mary says, I saw the link, but it disappeared. Let me see if I can do it again. Here's a wire. I'll drop it. Here we go. Okay, I just dropped it in the chat. I also heard NaNoWriMo got busted for some kind of child labor stuff. I don't know about that, but I think that would be terrible. I know that they have lots of involvement with schools. My kid's school did a NaNoWriMo thing, which I always thought was really cool, where all the kids wrote a book. Various and Sundry says NaNoWriMo has really gone down the pipes. Certainly it's different than it used to be for sure. Avi's here. I can see Lisa riding a giant cinnamon roll. Yes. Okay, Various and Sundry says 1666 is right. Yes. There we go. All right. There it is. Okay, so read the article while we do our 5-minute if you feel like you want to do that. But we're going to have a little chit chat when we come back about what you guys think about whether or not generative AI is something that should be included in NaNoWriMo. I would like to know your thoughts. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our first 5-minute sprint. Let me just pull this whole thing up. So let us know what you're working on in the chat today. I'm going to put 5 minutes up and you can get your drink, which I've totally forgot to do. So I'm going to have to run over and do that and get your document open, figure out what you're going to work on today, and let's get rolling. Okay, everybody, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's cha-cha. All right, everybody. So I hope you guys did great on that last sprint.
Oops, she disappeared. The cinnamon roll just took off like a magic carpet. So as you guys can see, I've got my full decor in the background. I decided to finally get it up this year early, as I plan every year. So now that's going to be my background for the next 2 months for those who like Halloween. And if you don't, you'll be looking at jack-o'-lanterns.
Screw you. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry I disappeared again. I don't know why StreamYard hates me so much. I'm just not sure. So yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw the piece, but basically it was the whole nano thing was I think it's interesting. I think it's really interesting that that folks are saying that, and I really give it some thought. But I'm opposed in general. I'm opposed to the writing. Am I opposed to having someone use AI to say, please explain 3-act structure to me? No, I'm not. Am I opposed to having someone use Grammarly or, some other spell checker? No, I'm not. But one of the excuses that NaNoWriMo gave was like, oh, well, a lot of authors can't afford to hire somebody to look at their work. And that is absolutely true, except that NaNoWriMo is not about the editing. It is about the writing. It is about getting 50,000 words down on the page over the course of November. It is not about what you do with that after it. And obviously you want every author to have an opportunity to do with their creative work what they want to, whether that's getting published or stuffing it in a drawer or sharing it with friends and family or whatever. But this idea that you can't write a book without, or that it's okay to use the work of others, for me feels really, really wrong. Really, really wrong. Ooh, Various and Sundry's got a really good point. Aren't most AI things on a paid subscription? Why? Yes. I mean, obviously there are some free tools, but yeah, a lot of them are. A lot of them are. All right, here we go. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
My basic idea or stance against AI is the fact that I'm always on the side of the creator, and creators work their butts off. They want to become proficient in their craft, and AI allows somebody to come in and say, okay, I want to make money by writing a book.
Right.
And there are a lot of them out there who subscribe to the idea that if you can get a book up, every month or every week on self-publishing, you're going to have this passive income idea. And what they're really doing is flooding the market, and they're going to be
crap.
flooding the market with the same crappy stories that AI can generate,
Yeah.
because it will be the same kind of basic story over and over again.
Right.
And that hurts writers. That hurts creators in general.
It
And
does.
the fact that NaNoWriMo is becoming such a business that they're opening the floodgates for that. We're going to see a lot more of that, I think, in the coming year, flying out on, self-publishing. So Amazon's going to be flooded, and flooding your own market does kill it.
Yeah. So. It feels like there was sort of a gold rush, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, where all the internet marketers would, they moved on from whatever their last thing was, and a bunch of sort of predatory internet marketers had decided that it was a great idea to take to hire somebody for $10 over on Fiverr to write some crap book for you, or cobble it together from a bunch of other books and put it up. And that they had done that before, and the readers, just through sort of reviews and all of that, kind of made that less profitable. And so they went away, or at least they were not so prevalent as they were, like I said, like 10 years ago. But now there's no, like, AI can write a book for you for free. And I don't know how long it takes, a day, a half a day, whatever. 15 minutes. And so there, you don't have that barrier where it takes time or money. And so it is going to be more cost effective for these scammers to flood Amazon. And it just makes it harder for real authors to get seen, which is heartbreaking. Let's see. Kara says she was doing planning this sprint. I started a story idea this summer, but didn't know where to go with it. I now have ideas to move forward. Yay. Love that. Kara says, I use AI to give me writing prompts or help me clarify ideas. I don't use it to write the story itself. And the thing is that to me, that does not, it's not the same thing. Like,
I think
right?
AI could be a great tool for many things. I mean, a lot of artists and musicians and everybody can benefit from having that little extra something to bounce their ideas off of, or to get spell check or grammar check, or even an ideas boost when you're stuck. But to have it write it for you, that means
Right.
you have the idea and you're not learning how to construct a story. So you're
Right.
going to be, depending on that to do it for you.
Right.
And as I've said all along, corporations may be putting AI out as, a marketing strategy for creators, but the only ones who are really going to benefit from it is them. They might have a giant AI computer that can do much more than we have, but we're not going to get the same edition that they're
Right.
using. We're going to get basically a formulaic save the cat kind of thing. And everybody that I've seen trying to generate a story from AI gets very basic, same thing over and over again. And unless you know how to play with it and change that into something, it's going to be a lot of bad stories.
I think this is an interesting question. So Daisy says, what do people think of WordTune? This is the first time hearing of it, so I don't have a thought yet. Which rewrites a sentence 10 different ways. There's like 5 free uses per day or something like that. I thought it's good when you hate a sentence or are stuck. AI. So yeah, technically that's AI, but you're asking it to sort of re-scramble a sentence that you wrote. So to me, I don't know, that like to that feels like almost like a grammar checker
Yeah.
kind of thing. I don't know. And it would take a really long time, I think, it would take a really long time to write a book one sentence at a time that way. But I don't know how I feel about that. I don't have any experience with WordTune. Without knowing anything about it, I go, well, it sounds like it's probably okay, but then you go, well, maybe not. So I'll have to look. WordTune, in my opinion, falls into editing software, not generative AI. I use it quite a bit. I wish I could afford a human editor for every story I write, but I just can't. That is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an editor myself, by the way. I charge fair market rate and I give a lot of generous discounts. I'm still expensive. Most people hire me to edit novels, not shorter works. So, right. So that's kind of a good, and I don't want editors to not exist anymore because they can't get work because you can push a button.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much in every art form, including writing, that's passed down from generation to generation, industry standards that they don't share in the books that they put out, and you're not going to get that from AI. So if you really want to learn how to write a professional book, at some point you're going to have to invest in an editor with real world experience and get some feedback. And you can take that feedback and utilize it in your other books. And if sales go up, hopefully you go back to that editor and work together again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a good editor is worth their weight in gold.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. But it's hard. It's really hard. I know, like, as an author or a writer, you're especially when you're starting out, you don't have, you're trying to do this on the side in addition to supporting yourself a lot of times. And so, we always have to be really cost conscious, but on the other hand, like, we don't want to destroy our industry. And it just puts us in such a terrible position. And it's funny. The Horror Geek and I talk about this a lot. Like, the idea of AI was always supposed to be like, oh, it's going to take care of these repetitive, jobs and, this repetitive work so that we can all be freed up from the drudgery to, pursue our creative pursuits. But what happens, it comes after creative work first. That's not true. It comes after a lot of stuff, but, but yeah, like, no, we're good. We'll do our own. Thank you very much. So, yeah. Elizabeth is here, needs to get 2K today. Well, you know what? We should probably get going on our sprints, shouldn't we? It's 11:23. Let's go ahead and get our very first one done. So, what are you going to be working on today, Robert?
I'm back on the craft book today. I finished my client work, so I'm back working on my own stuff, which is a nice change of pace.
It always is. If you're doing client work, it's always nice when you finish that project and you can get back to your own stuff for sure. Okay, everybody, here we go. We are going to put 20 minutes up on the clock. Let us know in the chat if you have not already what you're going to be working on today. I'm going to be spending our first sprint organizing my calendar for today, figuring out what I'm doing, my time blocking, because I have not yet figured out what I'm doing when. So let's hit it. Here we go, everybody. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's sprint. All right. Very, very glad to see everybody. Let us know. Let us know how you did in the chat. Sorry, my brain went just for a second there. Oh, I love this. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm going to go back all the way through the earlier comments, but I love this from Miss Texas G. My issue with AI written stories is human experience and consciousness that creates the story. That is extraordinarily well put. I completely agree. That's it. That's where the magic is. And yeah. Okay, let's see. Hello, Trudy. We just finished our first 20-minute sprint. Thanks so much for being here today. We're going to do another sprint in just a few minutes. We are currently chatting about the NaNoWriMo scandal. If you are not familiar, NaNoWriMo organizers said it was classist and ableist to condemn AI, and all hell broke loose. That's what we're talking about today. Yeah. So I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I love this. I haven't seen AI do anything I can't find with a Google search. Oh, good question here. Kara says, why don't I just edit my own work? I do to a point, but you develop blind spots to your own work. That is absolutely true. It is the same reason why doing tarot card readings for yourself doesn't work. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. I pull a card every day just to see what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about that before. I think I pulled a card for the stream one time. I feel like we did that.
You have to be broad enough to see it because it just reflects your current emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's a good mirror, but
right. No, I agree. I find it to be really illuminating. I mean, I think what happens is it sort of helps bubble up things that you're thinking about anyway. And generally, so the book that I use is Fearless Tarot, which is a very positive reading on every card. And so for me, it always feels like, sort of opening things up or looking at issues in a different way. So, but I don't know that I could do like well, first of all, I'm not qualified to do like an actual like spread. But I could see why that would be a big problem.
I think that's what AI in terms of a tool is. It's kind of a reflection of something else to look at and generate ideas. If you're broad enough to see the idea there and a way to improve it, then great, you can make good use of the tool. But I think NaNoWriMo is doing it because there's so many people out there that's going to be trying AI that they'd be cutting off a huge part of their audience or the people who would join if they said no AI. They also had that problem that Mary mentioned. It wasn't child labor, as I recall, but there was somebody who was involved with NaNoWriMo that was making some lewd remarks to a younger person online. There was a big
and got them
scandal.
offline. It was a moderator for one
Yeah.
of the kid NaNoWriMo group, an official moderator. I mean, it was a volunteer, but still an official moderator. And was trying to get kids off of the Nano site and onto inappropriate sites.
So that alone probably cost them some followers. So now, they're looking to gain, and probably then some, because they don't want to offend all the people out there that says, oh yeah, AI is great, I'm going to use it to write the next great novel. So
Right.
it's a business decision. It doesn't have anything to do with morally creating your own work or not. I just think they're doing it because more is more.
Right. And that feels so wrong in the writing community. It feels so wrong in the writing community. Trudy is here. I'm going to be working on my self-help book. I'm working on the action steps right now. Yay! Trudy is in my course. I'm so excited. You know what's so funny is I do a Zoom call in the course, and I feel like this might actually be a better forum because there's so much more advice. Yay, Trudy. I am super, super proud of you. You are awesome. We actually talked about you in the stream. I think Trudy, we talked about Trudy a couple weeks ago because I did a little flash sale, and Trudy, there was some issue, and I'm pretty sure this is you, Trudy, but Trudy tracked my butt down. She went on every social media. Trudy is a rock star who gets stuff done. That's all I have to say. Welcome. We are super glad you are here today. Hello, cool gamer. I am very, very excited about that. Nice to see you. Elizabeth got 426 new words. I am slow today. That's okay. That was only the first sprint, honey. You are going to pick it up on the next one. Lisanda is here. We're super glad to see you. Yes, absolutely. That is absolutely brilliant. What she was talking about is what we pulled out before right here. That. Brilliant. Let's go back and say that again. In fact, oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot. But you know what's coming, Miss Texas G. Thank you very much. That's an awesome one. All right, you guys. Let's see. Yes, right. So this is when we were talking about NaNoWriMo. Remember when that got exposed and all the forums got shut down? That is exactly right. All right. Okay, good. I'm glad. Well, I will say I would probably continue to do it even because I do find it helpful on a regular basis. I just find it makes me think about things sometimes in a different way. So thank you though for saying that. I'm really glad. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Kara.
that.
Kara had a couple of people ask for her website, and I'm assuming she cannot drop it because she's not a wrench. So I'm going to try and correct that in the next sprint. I'll go over to I'll go to YouTube and try and fix it. So hello, Nala. We're super glad to see you today. Miss Texas G says, that's the first ovation I've ever received. I'd like to thank the little AI people. Those are real people. That's a 1970s game show audience. So no actual humans were. There are real people. Your grandpa's probably in that crowd somewhere. So anyway, all right, you guys. Well, let's go ahead and get rolling for our next sprint. I'm going to go over to YouTube and make Kara a wrench so she can drop her link in the chat. Since several of you have asked for her website, and let's go ahead and get going on our next sprint. Let's see. All right, I got 20 minutes up on the clock. We are going to get some big words today. Here we go, everybody. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's cha-cha. All right. I got a ton done. That went by so fast. So
It did. I was on a roll.
I know, me too. I feel bad for anybody else who was on a roll. It sucks when it ends like that when you're like, whew. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so Kara's got her page up. I went ahead and gave her a little mod link so that she could do that. So now it's up since all of you guys have, or not all of you, but many of you have asked. There you go. There you go. Good. I like do appreciate a quick sprint for planning for sure. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, winter, bringing it today. So yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like it feels wrong, and I did think it was interesting that in the article, which unfortunately I got rid of. I'll have to go back and get it if anybody wants it again. One of the things I think was kind of interesting was that the person that they quoted from Nano, who was so against it, does in fact identify as someone with disabilities. So I don't think this is going to go well for them, which is unfortunate because it was a great organization for a really, really long time. And
It's another bad idea on top of their previous scandal, and some people are going to be offended by that. So if they don't make up the numbers in people who want to use AI for writing, then expect another apology and another revisit to.
Yup. Yeah, exactly. So let us know, you guys. Hi, nice to see you, everybody. Let us know if you have questions about something else in the chat. If you were not here to talk about NaNoWriMo and you actually had a writing question, I have a couple that have come up, and we'll get to them as soon as we come back from our next break. Deranged scribe. That's the word of the day. Well, words of the day. So I love, what's so funny is I have felt I was super productive yesterday. I feel extremely productive today. And I'm pretty sure it's because we just had a 3-day weekend. Like I keep, and this is something else I want to talk about when we get back from the break. I have, at the beginning of this year, I was like, okay, I have read the research. You are more effective and productive when you do a 4-day week versus a 5-day week. And I work for myself, so I should do that. But then we had some like life events. We had an unexpected baby visitor and some other stuff happening. And I had gotten sick earlier in the year. And so I didn't do that because I'm like, oh, I got to catch up on everything. But I think that was a terrible mistake, and that I should definitely be working 4 days a week, because here is we're halfway through Wednesday and I'm already like, yeah, ready to go. And I worked like I was super productive yesterday, and I feel like it would be a thing. So think about that, you guys. Would you dare to do it? The thing that stops me every week is that I always have client work and I always feel like I should be doing more. So let me know, you guys, what you think. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and do our next sprint. We got to get this. Keep it rolling today, guys. We've got this. All right.
Sounds good.
Who's ready? I am.
I am.
All right. Well, if you're ready and I'm ready, then I think I hope we can speak for the group. We're all ready. All right, guys, we're going to make this 20 minutes count. We are going to write like the wind. Here we go. 20 minutes on the clock, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's sprint. All right. Very nice. I was also super, super productive on that last sprint. I got 578 words, which I'm very excited about.
I don't know what my word count is, but I did pretty well.
Yeah, I know sometimes you just know you were flying. You're like, I don't have anything. I had like a good spot to stop. And so and last time I sort of, like it took me a second to kind of code switch over. Well, that's not really the right word. But it took me sort of a second to like switch over. Okay, so let's talk about the 4-day work week. Have you ever done it, Robert? Have you thought about it? Are you
I've
planning
thought
to do
about
it?
it, and
Yeah,
there have been times when I have had a lesser work week and got more done. I think that you just naturally do more when you're focused on something aside from having a whole bunch of time, and you don't
right.
delay your actions as much.
Yeah. Well, it's like the sprints, really, right? You're
Mhm.
writing as fast as you can in 20 minutes. You're very focused and you can actually get a lot more done. I mean, I know a lot of writers who get way more done in an hour or 2 hours of sprinting than
Mhm.
they do writing all day long. And it's because you have that, sort of time pressure. But it's also, I think this is the thing that makes the 4-day work week so magical, is that you have that time pressure during your 4 days of work, but you also are more rested.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think that's really great. All right. So Doll popped in. She's going to be working on a blog post about the whole nano and AI thing. Obviously, she is a disabled author, and they are going to hear from Doll.
Perfect.
I cannot wait for that, Doll. You be sure to let us know. We are going to share it everywhere. I'm definitely excited about what you have to say about that. Eva's here. Hello, Eva. We are super, super glad to see you. So we're talking about the idea of a 4-day work week, whether or not you would try it. Do you think it's a good idea? Are you already doing it? What have you done with it, etc.? Because here's why we started this conversation. If you're just tuning in now, at the beginning of the year, I planned to do that, and then life intervened. A lot of things happened, and because I was coming to work needing to catch up, I I went right back into the 5-day work week, and I'm now thinking that I should revisit that again. So I would love to hear what you guys all think about that. Love, 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 love this. Various and sundry. I would love a 4-day work week as standard. Lots of stuff happens on Friday, and half the day is wasted just staring down the clock. Isn't that true? For
Yeah.
for me, I have a regular Zoom call with my romance author mastermind group, which I really love. That's like something I look forward to every week. And I have like one of my favorite clients. I meet with on Friday afternoons, and so I had realized a long time ago that I could not take Fridays off because there are too many things on there that I would not want to miss. But Mondays, I cleared for the purpose of doing a 4-day work week. And so I don't have clients typically on Monday. I try not to schedule any meetings on Mondays so that I could take the day off. Except what happened was I had this clean free day, and what do? Work with no interruptions. And so, yeah, so I'm like stepping on my own feet. Yeah. Miss Texas G, just like with any other job, you can suffer temporary burnout. 4 days is good. I think it also
Mhm.
helps to have a fresh brain when you go back to work. Agree. Totally agree. 6 hours a day, 4 days a week. Yes, yes, yes. I think that's a great thing. Trudy, self-employed, takes Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday off. Since I work in mental health, Wednesdays serve as a reset day so I can offer the same energy level to my clients on Thursday, Friday as I do on Monday, Tuesday. Good for you. That is awesome. That is awesome. Part of the reason that I'm trying to get my 3 days all together, because I could do that as well. Like I could take a Tuesday off. But part of the reason that I was trying to get my 3 days all together is that a rapid resolution therapist told me that that when you're feeling burned out, it's a really good idea to take 3 days off because your brain doesn't really start to kind of unwind and relax until the third day, which is why a 3-day weekend feels like a little mini vacation and a weekend feels like a weekend. And I think like for me personally, that felt really true. And so that's the reason why I keep trying to get my 3 days all together. I don't know if that will work, but I love the idea that you're working with clients and that you're trying to make sure that, the person coming in at 3:00 on Thursday gets the same experience as the person who's coming in, at 9 a.m. on Monday. So good for you.
Yeah, generally it should work better because of the mental clarity. And most schedules for like, the day-to-day worker in like retail, for example, is a broken schedule where you don't even get 2 days off in a row. And it's
Right.
meant to keep your schedule out of balance so you don't have time to go out and get a different job, but you also don't have much time to do anything.
Is that why they do that? I think like, oh, it's just because they're evil and they don't care about you, but
they're evil and they don't care about
and it's
you.
worse.
About themselves more.
They're more evil than we even thought. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Kara did some world building. Yay. Daisy says, I work for a law firm 4 days a week, had the same schedule for 20 plus years. Of course, writing schedule is where I can fit in the time. Yeah, I think that's true for so many people, where you need a day job to support yourself. And I think that's true of a ton of writers for sure. So yeah. You've got this, though. You're doing it. You are making it happen. Kara says, before I became disabled, I worked in healthcare. 4-day work week was much better than a 5-day work week. I got burned out and depressed working 5-day weeks. I think there's some real truth to that. Thank goodness we have Trudy on the show today. she can give us all a little 4-day week therapy. But I think it's really telling that the mental health professional in the group today is like, yes, to the 4-day work week. So that is something that we should all be paying close attention to. Trudy, I very much hope that you will come back because I love hearing your progress. So, all right, guys, it's 12:43. If we do another one, we'll come out a couple minutes late, but who wants to do one more sprint?
I can do another one.
I can do another one too. All right, let's do it, guys. We're going to make this one count. It's our last 20 minutes. So here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Last one. Make it a good one. All right, we are back. I hope everybody appreciated that extra couple of minutes. You guys are fantastic. Oh, I love this. Trudy said, because writing is something that I want to do. It fits perfectly on Wednesday. Yay! That's fantastic. I love that. So we are late. We are getting out here today. As you guys know, we usually get out of here about 1:00. So I know some of you have other things you've got to get to, work and other streams and things like that. So let's just say a quick goodbye before we go, and we will see you next week. Robert, tell the fine folks here a little about you and your awesome channel before we go.
My channel is The Story Detective, where I put various forms of storytelling under that Sherlockian microscope that I forgot to mention the first time around, and analyze the craft and give it to the viewer to make their craft journey easier. New videos coming up, hopefully by the end of fall, but if it pushes back to the beginning of next year, we'll see. There's some working conflicts, but there is videos in the works. That's the main thing.
Yay, that is awesome. I also have some new videos in the works. I'm doing a whole series on writing a self-help book, which I'm super excited about, as it is one of the most popular topics that I cover. So anyway, you guys are awesome. I'm Lisa Daly, and on my channel, we talk about how to write a book you are super proud of and get it published. Thank you all for being here. We love you guys, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Keep those